From the Badlands come the orcs and goblins, a green tide of brutal creatures that must be stopped.
Greetings and salutation, my friends. Welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide, and today you won't believe how excited I am. With the release of the new DLC, The King and the Warlord are my single favourite hero and units in the game, and that is Skarsnik and Squigs. Now, little history trip. I started collecting the tabletop version of the Warhammer Fantasy Battle when I was 11 years old. That's many moons ago, by the way, like 20 plus years, and I collected an Orc and Goblin army. Now I used to like amongst other armies eventually, but Orcs and Goblin was my single favourite army, and this I had a theme for my army, and my theme for my army was that it was goblins and savage orcs. They were two of my favourite types of troops in the Greenskin army, so I do away with a lot of the other units, but I had lots of squigs, and they were ridiculously expensive, by the way, because you could still only get them in lead, and they were stupid expensive. And it was led by Skarsnik himself, and this is just perfect for me. So I love squigs, and we'll talk you through. So this video is a little mini guide talking about Skarsnik himself and Gobbler, his giant cave squid, little buddy there, and how to use them in battle, their abilities, and all that good stuff. And then we'll try and kill some Empire troops. He's getting licked here. That's not a good lick, is it? Look at it. It's disgusting. Right, so this is Skarsnik, Warlord of the Eight Peaks. That's why it's called the King and the Warlord, because Belgar's the king, and this is the Warlord. So, he's armour-piercing, really good. He's got a big pointy stick. It's got a name, isn't it? It's called the Prodder or something like that. For poking Gobbler in the right direction, basically. He's armour-piercing, meaning he does more damage to armoured troops. He's anti-large because the halberd, it acts like a halberd, so he's got some defence there. He's a melee expert, and he has poison attacks. So the poisonous attacks of this unit weaken the target's speed and damage whilst reducing its vigour. And in the campaign itself, he gives the army poison attacks, which is just really, really good, especially for highly mobile units. Like lightly armoured, highly mobile units. Really, really nice. So, starts with 5,000 hit points, which is really, really good. Like, amazingly good for a goblin. I think most of those hit points are with Gobbler himself. He's got armour of 50, which is decent for a goblin. Really good leadership for a goblin, 75. Speed 35, he's only little at the end of the day. Melee attack of 50. With obviously those poison attacks. Look at the poison that it does. Minus speed, minus weapon damage, minus missile damage. Basically, it reduces everything. It's great. It's a massive debuff. Melee defense of 55, which is good. He's got a weapon strength of 390. 115 of that is his normal weapon damage. 275 is armor piercing, and a bonus versus large. So you can see what sort of troops he could go up against. Even knights and stuff like that. If you can get another unit to take the charge, you never really want to take the charge with this sort of character. But once you've got it, send him in there. Counter attack. He's going to do a shit ton of damage. And a charge bonus of 52. So he's got missile resistance of 15%. He's got encourage because he's a leadership, so given that leadership bonus. He can hide in the forest because he's only little. He can hide behind tree stumps and stuff. He's got the typical abilities like stand your ground, which is a lovely bonus of leadership. Great if you're getting a goblin-themed army. And melee defense for all units within 45 meters. He's also got the Wah, which is an instant ability, lasts for 24 seconds. Again, all units within 45 meters, plus 58 melee attack. That's really good for finishing off units, start of the fight. Absolutely brilliant. Then he's got Spite of the Bad Moon. I can't do Goblin and Orc talk. I'm sorry, I tried it. It was just painful. Only lasts 17 seconds, but it's a cast on himself and all allies within 45 meters, and it's plus 48 missile parry with shield. So this is really good if you're up against a big missile heavy army. Hello dwarfs, you lot. Yeah, I'm talking about you lot. And it also gives them an expert charge defense, which is really, really nice. Remember, all units within 45 meters, so you can actually take a charge decently well. Next up, we've got Tricksy Traps, which only acts on targets when in area. So basically, it's kind of like what it says, really. 29 seconds, which is nice. You cast it on yourself and affects allies within 60 meters, and it gives plus 24 speed. If you've got a goblin heavy, like goblin wolf riders and stuff, imagine how quick they are with that. Plus 16% leadership and plus 18% charge bonus. So really, goblin spider riders, goblin wolf riders, really, really nice units to take advantage of this. Obviously, it's only 60 meter range, but if you're using them as counter charging in the side, they're fantastic. So let's attempt. It might be a bit tricky on his own, but let's attempt to go and take down some Empire troops, shall we? What are we up against here? A general and some spearmen. So we'll start making our way over there. We're not the quickest unit. It might take a while. We'll speed the game up. So let's talk about how you use Skarsnik. So he's pretty tanky, massively tanky for a goblin, but overall still pretty good, but he can do good damage against armoured troops. You also, with his abilities, obviously they're all, you know, within 45 metres or 60 metres. So you need him to be front and centre of your army. He can take a hit. He can dish out a ton of damage. I probably would not use him like right on the front line. I don't want him to take an initial charge because that could really damage him. I want him just to get stuck in straight after. Put him in a unit, lots of units of goblins, or if you're doing a mixed army, like some Black Hawks or something like that, to take the initial charge, then get stuck in with this guy. So should we use his ability, shall we? Let's go for a bit of speed and charge bonus, and then, did I do that too soon? Did I do that? It's 29 seconds, we should be right. So it's on the floor, so we're going to charge out of this, so that was a horrible mistake, but we've learned from it. I love Gobblers going for it. We've learned from it. That's the difference. That's why it's on the floor. So as you can see, that's a good radius. That is a massive battle line that it's covering up here. We're going to go. Let's just whack everything on at this point. We're going to get in anyway, so we might as well get in. Right. As you can see, Gobbler is going to start eating people once all the stupid special effects have all gone away. He's going to get stuck in. Look, he's just eating somebody. He's literally just eating somebody. So as you can see, he can do a decent amount of damage. Obviously, he's at the end of the day, he's still a goblin. You don't want to just send him in alone, like kind of this. These are only spearmen, so we should be fine. Gobbler's just munched somebody else. He's just munched somebody else. He's having a whale of a time. He is just eating people for fun. And Gobbler is the main attacker of this unit. As you can see, Skarsnik's more sort of directing him. The hit points come from Gobbler, but they're basically count as one unit anyway. So like I said, general of the army, right in the middle, getting stuck in and using those massive amount of buffs that he's got on your units. Really, really nice unit to do. For a goblin-themed army, this is just a perfect character because we don't have too many tough characters. Obviously, we've got the new Night Goblin War Boss. I'm doing a video about that next, and we'll talk about it. He's just eating another one. He's just how is he not full? How is he not full? So these Empire troops are having a whale of a time. Because of the armor-piercing nature of his damage and everything like that, he's getting a bit bogged down by this unit. So you don't really want to have him one unit. You want him with your buddies, just adding that bit of extra damage. And like I say, going after those armored troops, counter-attacking the knights and stuff like that. Perfect for that with his big proddy stick. There you go, guys. There's my mini little guide for Skarsnik. I hope you enjoy using it. Let me know if obviously, I've done a whole campaign with like a goblin-themed army and stuff, so it's really nice to see these units. But I'd be intrigued to see if the people that not use like every unit in the Greenskin army, no theme at all, will you still use Skarsnik? Do you think he's good enough, or will you pick other generals over him? Obviously, there's a whole campaign with him and stuff like that. But as a whole, what do you think of him compared to the other generals? I'd be really fascinated to know, especially for new veteran players. It'll be really helpful to the newer guys that are watching. Thank you very much for joining, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new for more good Total War stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Come on the squigs.